today. We had a very successful loan mela, Grameen loan mela in Trichy. We covered Trichy and all the adjoining 10 districts, and our team has done last 1 month a lot of scoping across more than 600 villages. So today's participation, you would have seen, is spectacular. We expect that more than 5,000 farmers have basically arrived at this event, and the bank has given out sanction letters for over 1,000 crores in just one day. This is part of our effort that bank branches are air conditioned, but for people who need, the bank is open for everybody. So the bank is reaching out saying, please come, because this is how the country will grow. Our country growth is dependent on two things. One is the rural segment and one is the job creation. 60% of the jobs are created by SMEs, but even today, out of 10 crore SME, only 2 crore SMEs get formal finance from the banking system. Our effort is to basically convert more and more new to credit companies into the banking system, so that instead of paying very high interest rates, they pay lower interest rates. They come into the corporate supply chain, they get all the benefits and expand through exports and imports, etc. And as they basically make savings, then they grow, dramatically. Where we believe that over the next, in this decade, there will be at least, 10,000 companies whose today the turnover is about 100 to 200 crore, who will have a turnover of more than 2,000 crore, and there will be 1,000 companies with a turnover of 1,000 to 2,000 crore, who by 2030 would have graduated to greater than 10,000 crore. This is an incredible opportunity for wealth creation for entrepreneurs today in our country, where the economics is rock solid at this point of time. Progress and development, continues to happen. SME sector was given a lot of help by the government during the COVID time frame. The ECLGS loan, in my view, is one of the best schemes that was rolled out anywhere in the world. Hdfc Bank is very proud of the fact that we are the largest disbursement under ECLGS loans, and all the customers benefited because of this process. The second segment is rural, because 60% of our people stay in the rural segment, right? They are in small towns and villages. But to support them, there is only agriculture, which is 15% of GDP. The wealth creation over there is a very important thing, which all governments are very, very focused on. Today there are many schemes which the government has rolled out, and we are basically participating. Whether it is CGT MSc in SME, or CGFMU, or a variety of agricultural schemes for fisheries, cropping, etc. We are one of the largest agri-infra fund, which creates basically fixed asset in the rural villages, rather than only focus on crop loans. There again, in the last three contests, we've been the highest achiever that the central government has basically measured. Now, this is a space where HDFC Bank is making a lot of effort. Our position in the SME or the mid-corporate segment or commercial vehicle financing is undeniably a clear number one. But in agriculture is where we are working hard. 3 years ago, we were number 7. Last year, we were number 4, and we are trying to progress even further. How are we doing it? One of the key themes is, basically the expansion of the bank branches. Today we have about 8,000 branches. We opened about 1,500 last year, and that is the pace at which we will continue to grow. Today our branch network basically covers 95% of the population of the country, by which I mean that within 50 kilometers of a branch, if you take that as the coverage of a branch, 95% of the people go out, we are able to go out and reach. In the SME segment, we have done aggressive expansion in the districts. Today we are doing banking in 699 districts out of 730. In the rural segment also, 2 years ago we were in 98,000 villages. As of September 30th, we are in 1,85,000 villages, and by the end of this year, by March 31st, we will be in about 2.5 lakh villages or so. That is the goal. The bank is doing an outreach. Two ways to think about it. Of course, there is a banking sector requirement, and the second is that the bank is so successful that it is going out and providing financing, which helps the system grow. And as the system grows, the entire ecosystem is helped, and so the bank also basically gets a lot of help. So this is where I will stop, but I hope that you will be able to visit and take a look at the Loan Mela in Trichy and see how genuine our efforts is. There might be some small gaps here and there, but the sincerity and the genuineness you will see because SHGs, JLGs, etc. This is what the bank is very proud of that they are doing. Our goal in the next 5 years is to basically bank at least 1 crore farmers in the country out of the 12.5 crore farmers that we have. So that is one of the key drivers that motivates us to go forward. Thank you.
In the financial year,
last year compared to
Sure. So, commercial and rural banking was a vertical that was created, about 2 years ago. Since then, it has been growing, every quarter at 30%, YOY. So, September 30th also, we've disclosed that, about 29% YOY, it is increased. If you think about farmer loans, the way banks look at it is that are we sufficient in, priority sector lending? Right, because we have to maintain 40% priority sector lending. Today the bank is self-sufficient on that. The bank is self-sufficient on MSME lending. It is also self-sufficient on the micro enterprise lending. It is self-sufficient nearly on the direct agri lending, and it is working hard on small and marginal farmer segment. But if you take it give or take, because we haven't disclosed as of now, our results are going to come out on Monday. But give or take, I think we've been growing the farm sector loans at about 25 to 30% per annum. And today, the total number of farmers that are banking with the bank is about 62 lakhs. So we have grown. So we've been very blessed because the bank sports NPA ratio, which is one of the lowest across the industry, the lowest, right? And so is the case with agri. I think ballpark in agricultural loan it is about 4.5-5% NPA. But if you look at the SME segment, it is 1% or slightly below.
என்ன மாதிரி customers
Largest by size after State Bank of India. It is the largest in terms of banking sector market capitalization and amongst the top 3 companies in the country, and we rank amongst the top 10 banks in the world in terms of market capitalization. Banking is very simple. You basically lend money, you take deposit, and you provide some services, whether physically or digitally. The bank is unique compared to other private sector banks if you say that our distribution footprint is much wider, right? 8,000 branches and the reach that we have, and we have a physical plus digital model where we are able to provide services to the customer digitally